Yeah, this is Blacklight. Detroit versus everybody else. Because this is the real deal. And this is the real meaning of the title. Detroit versus everybody else. See, Detroit was the first city to get the real knowledge of self. The first city for black consciousness. The first city to stand up for the establishment, to open up their own schools, their own businesses, their own restaurants. Uh, the first city to actually run white folks, Caucasians, out the city. Now look, when we ran the white man out the city, there were some blacks, some Negroes, who had a good thing with the white people, or they foreseen that they could have a good thing with the white people. Because when the white man left, like Hudson's and some of the other businesses, and went to the suburbs, they took their money with them. But they kept their buildings here in Detroit, and they didn't maintain them. And if the brothers wanted to rent them, they charged them big money, and the buildings was falling down. So they were starving. The brothers here in Detroit, even the factories, started moving out in the suburbs. Chrysler and GM and all them, they started moving out in the suburbs. And the banks started moving out of the city in the suburbs. And the banks that we had here, you drop our money in them, and they'll loan the money to another township. So it's playing economical warfare with us, spiritual warfare with us, and these Negroes blamed it on Mayor Young. So we started electing Negro mayors, see. And then brothers started moving out the city, to California, to New York, Chicago, Atlanta. You know, they went where the cash flow was at. You know, and now that they got these cities, the blacks got the cities, Chicago, all these other cities. They're not doing nothing with them because all the time they've been uh, feeding up us drugs. All the time corruption was on the plate of some of these young thugs, and some of the old thugs was corrupt. You see? So that's where we at now. Then they 2007, 2008, they had a housing crisis, an economical crisis here in Detroit. And a lot of people lost their houses and had to move. Some of them were homeless. And a whole lot of things happened, man. And they couldn't recover. We ain't recovered. And that's been over 10 years ago. So what we gonna do, the old ones my age, they ain't in they right minds, and some of them got soft, you know. Uh, we don't have no queen, you know. See, we need queens like Harriet Tubman, man. You know, they want to get off the plantation. Uh, Harriet Tubman stayed on the plantation so she can get her people off the plantation. You know, and had to shoot a few of them. If they didn't want to go one way, they went another way, feet first. So uh, we struggling, you know, but all the rest of y'all brothers don't realize what kind of jewel Detroit is. I'm gonna give you some of it on this segment, and the rest of it on the next segment. What we got here, we got uh, 5 or 6 bodies of fresh water. We got the largest bodies of fresh water in the world. We got our woodlands, our forests are stronger than California now. California's all burnt up. We got a lot of trees up here. They tried to kill the trees with some diseases, you know. Uh, we're a port city. Now that's the most important thing. In today's global economy, Detroit is a port city, but we don't control the docks. So the Caucasian is maneuvering himself to control the docks. And we're going to talk about that in the next video. Black Light.